So the Anthony Nolan Trust, Jai, and your other charity, tell us about the.
So the Anthony Nolan Trust is essentially involved in the whole process of transplant. So what they do is they match incredible individuals who are willing to donate their stem cells or bone marrow to people who desperately need them. So usually in the context of blood cancers. Every 20 minutes there's someone diagnosed with blood cancer, 70 people a day, 25,000 people a year. They also, so the process of the transplant involves firstly contact testing, then the stem cell donation process, so the donor donating their stem cells, then the courier service. So wherever they are, they'll provide a named courier to go, and quite often I found it funny. I think they when they go by plane, the actual donor stem cells also has a seat. Anyway, courier service, and then they also have a sort of a post-transplant donor welfare sort of monitoring anonymously. They also, apart from doing the matching process, do a lot of research into stem cell matching and transplant. And more recently, they've launched what's called the new third generation sequencing. So really an up-to-date machine which can examine an entire gene in one go. So it's faster and quicker and more efficient. About 600,000 people are on the bone marrow register. 2,000 people a year need a match. And so there is always a need for people to be on the bone marrow register. Increasingly, particularly in ethnic groups, which are underrepresented in the UK databases. For a number of reasons, this is underrepresented and can be a problem. People do end up succumbing to their illness whilst waiting for a suitable bone marrow donor match. So I would strongly urge people to consider putting themselves onto the bone marrow register. Please go to the Anthony Nolan Trust to find out more. Website to find out more. It's an excellent website and it gives you much more information. But essentially, all it takes is a mouth swab, and the process of giving stem cells or bone marrow is much more different these days. So what happens is the body is primed by self-given injections. We'll be taught how to do that. So after a mouth swab, and if you are a match, the process of giving stem cells or bone marrow is different. So it's a bit like giving blood, in essence. So it's not like maybe traditional images that you might have of going into the bone marrow or anything like that. What happens is the body is primed to produce, the bone marrow is primed to produce some extra cells, and then the cells of interest are harvested in a process not dissimilar to giving blood. So whilst it does still involve needles, it is different to the traditional sort of, or drilling into bone. That's what's put me off, doc, sort of scenario.